Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another very shocking day for Solana. We're seeing the price today dip by around 19%, with the price coming down to as low as the 142 mark. Currently we are sat very close to the low of the day overall, and again this is near a 20% drop. If we look out over the past week, it certainly has been volatile. For the majority of the last 5 days or 7 days at least, we've seen the price sat around the 144 mark. However, if we look over the past day or so, we really saw the price, not only in Solana but in a lot of cryptos, break out. And again, this saw us go to highs around the 177, 178 mark, which was really quite a jump. So the question that a lot of people have at the moment is what's going to come next in Solana, what's going to come next for crypto as a whole. Now, what I've been saying with a lot of cryptos at the minute is I am expecting quite a lot of volatility at this time. And again, zoom out over the broader trend, perhaps over the year, over the all-time chart, we are seeing a point where we are now looking at quite considerable drops on Solana. You know, from the ultimate highs well above 250, we are now coming down to, again, around about $100 or more down from those prices. And I suppose a lot of people at this point are wondering, well, what is going to come next? We're coming up to what I would say in the past year or so has realistically been a relatively decent level of support around the 127 mark. And a lot of people believe that this has a lot of potential to go higher. Now, I think volatility, days like this where we are seeing these drops are things to be expected. However, what is my personal view for Solana over the next, let's say, month? I'm looking at this one with quite a bit of caution. Now, what I would say for something like this, even though it is generally a more high risk, perhaps asset or investment, and my videos are of course not advice, looking at it from my personal view and nothing more than that, I think that where we are right now is quite a stronger position than what we've seen with a lot of cryptos. We're already quite a bit off of the highs anyway, and that's not me to say it can't go any lower. I personally think it probably will. However, with that being said, there are a few things to note for this upcoming week. Again, the big one, or one of the big ones, being whether this level around the 140 mark holds as a support. I'm going to keep my eyes on this one very closely because, as you can currently see, we are not far off that at all. So if this holds up into the next, let's say, day or so, it's going to be really interesting. If not, we do have potential to go significantly lower, maybe down to the 130 mark, maybe even lower than that. And again, if we do dip below that level, it's going to be looking, again, over the past year chart to see if we'll even drop as low as the 127 mark. So in terms of historical lows over the past year, we are very much in that range, or very close to that range. And I think this certainly is worth considering. What's my personal view for Solana at the minute? For me, on this one at the minute, I am going to be looking at it on the sidelines. I personally am not in this one at the minute, and I'm going to just keep watching this one to see where this has a potential to go next. I think a lot of the crypto market as a whole is on quite shaky ground at the minute, with Bitcoin seeing big drops and a lot of other cryptos seeing the same. However, yesterday I think was a big sign of hope. However, this rise to 170 plus that we saw yesterday, is it a sign that the reversal is in and we could see a growth pattern start to emerge? Potentially. A lot of more risk-tolerant investors could be looking at this as a good opportunity. All I would say is be aware of the levels that we're at. If that 140 level holds, especially considering the growth that we saw yesterday, we could be on a very, very strong footing here. However, if not, and we start to see crypto markets as a whole, and specifically Solana in this instance, drop a bit further, that could also be something worth noting. For me, like I say, it's going to be as simple as looking at whether this level around 140 holds up, and perhaps making my personal decisions and judgments based off of that. Thank you for watching, I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you again soon.